Hey there, CPO here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you these new headlights that are going into overclock. These are from HIDprojectors.com. I'm kind of excited because I'm one of the first to actually get my hands on a new light that's just coming out. So these are the Revision 2 Signature Series, but also with the new switchback capability. I'll explain what that means here in a second, but I wanted to show you sort of what I have going on here in this video, sort of in a controlled environment before I drag all of this out for an install in the Jeep. Because to be honest with you, if you look at the wires that I'm going to show you, it's going to seem a little bit overwhelming. So I'm going to deconstruct that first and show you exactly what's going on here, and then show you a little bit about these lights. So I'm not going to power these on in this video. So if you're looking for demos, actually HIDprojectors.com has a YouTube channel, and their website, of course, they have a lot of bench videos showing them turned on. And so you can check that out if you're interested. So I'm not going to go through all of that trouble to wire these things up. I will show you how to wire them in the Jeep, and then of course what they look like when they're in. But there are a lot of options here. So the way I do it may be different from the way you want to do it, and I'll talk a little bit about what that means here in a second. But these are the Signature 2 series. These actually have an outer halo ring, 2 inner angel eye rings, and then there's a devil eye in the middle, plus the HID actual headlight. And then because these are switchbacks, all of these halos that are white can turn to amber when you turn on your blinker. Or if you're going to do them like me, I'm going to do a little bit different. I want orange to be primary, so I'm going to wire them so that they glow amber all the time. And I might actually wire them so they switch back to white during the blink. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But most people are going to probably use just a standard install, white halos and angel eyes, and tied into the blinker circuit. I'll show you how that works. It may look confusing, but it's actually really simple. What they've done is they've given you so many options that you've got a lot of wires to deal with. So let me first tell you what comes with these. So these are the two HID projector headlights. So I got these with a 35 watt ballast. So these ballasts are made by Hilux for HID projectors, and they also have the CAN bus anti-flicker harness, plus an added ground wire for that. And then you get into where you're going to light your actual HID headlight. So each headlight is going to come with one of these ballasts. Now there is one wiring harness that comes with the pair. The way HID lights work, if you haven't installed them before, is you're going to have a main power source off of the battery, and you're going to tap into the passenger side headlight circuit, the low beams and the high beams. And then that is basically just going to switch on and off through a relay the actual headlights. So you're not going to be powering the headlights by your normal Jeep headlight circuit. All that circuit's going to do is trip a relay, and you're going to feed direct power from the battery, because these are going to draw a little bit more energy than the stock incandescent lights. So that's what this harness is for. This harness is going to get you from the battery into the HID lights, and is going to tap into the passenger side of your Jeep headlight circuit. And then when you turn on your lights, it's going to tell it, hey, turn on those HID lights and let's make things some brightness. Now each light comes with a lot of wires, and that is because, like I said, we have some options here. First of all, you've got the white outer halo ring, which will also switch back to amber depending on the circumstances. You have the two angel eyes. One of them is behind this really cool center shroud here, and then, like I said before, you've got the devil eye. Now the devil eye can't operate at the same time as your HID light. It'll just burn it out. It's not designed to handle the heat. They're just for show, parked conditions, or whatever. And I'll show you how to wire that. You can actually wire it into your system so that when you turn on your headlights, it automatically turns off the devil eye, so you don't risk having them both on at the same time. So that's pretty cool. Because I'm putting this into a Jeep Wrangler, just know these are designed 7-inch headlights, and all the wiring harnesses I need to install this completely. What it doesn't come with is how I'm going to switch all these other things. Now you can make this as simple or as complicated as you want. So each one of these halos or angel eyes is going to come with its own driver. Now these drivers are going to control behavior based on what type of input you're feeding it. Basically, which wire are you providing 12 volt voltage to? So what you get to do is figure out how creative you want to be in switching and wiring this thing up. So at the end of these wire looms, you have all of these connectors to allow you to do a lot of different things. So let me deconstruct this for you. First of all, these harnesses are, you know, all this is made in the USA, in New York. You can tell they are handmade, and there's been a lot of time invested in building them. The wiring looms are very nicely done, shrink wrapped. All of the electrical connections are well sealed. So definitely kudos to them for that. The other thing is the drivers are slightly different depending on what they're running. So this one says it's running the 84 millimeter front angel eye. Now it's got a plug that actually plugs into that harness on the light, and they are color coded. I have a blue dot on both of these ends of the connector. So if you pull all these off, you know which one goes to which. So that's important to note. So in this case, the 84 millimeter front angel eye is blue. I have a 105 millimeter rear angel eye, and that one is green. And then I have the 160 millimeter outer halo, and that one is orange. Hey, that's awesome. Sepia orange. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that wasn't on purpose, I'm sure. Out of each of those, you have 4 wires: a red, a black, a yellow, and a white. So obviously we'll start with black. That's easy, that's your ground. Now, one thing I didn't tell you yet is that each of these halos has a low and a high setting. And you can wire them all independently. So you can, like I said, you can simply connect all of these to the same circuit, have them all run high, all the same. You can have each one of them independently switched. You can have a switch that will make it high, low, or amber on every single one of them. You can build an entire switch panel just to control all of the different lighting options for these, or you can simply wire them all together and then control them a little bit more simply. But it's so many options, which is why I'm spending time on the bench, because I have to sort out how I'm going to do this myself, actually. So black is ground, red is going to be the bright white, and then white is going to be the dim white. So you can, let's say, run bright halos during the daytime and dim ones at night, or the other way around. But this yellow one is going to switch on the amber. And all this is covered in a very comprehensive instruction sheet that comes with a light. What most people are going to do is wire in the probably the ground and maybe the bright halo wire, and then they're going to tap in the yellow amber switchback to their turn signal circuit. What that means is when you turn on your turn signal, all these white lights are going to turn to amber lights, and they're going to flash with your turn signal. Again, each separate halo has its own wiring driver with wiring options. You can choose to wire them all together. You can choose to wire them separately. That's going to be up to you. Now, the last thing I need to talk about is that red devil eye in the middle. It's got its own little wiring harness. It's a little bit simpler. It's got a red for power, 12 volt power, a black for ground, and then a white wire. What the white wire does, like I mentioned before, you can tap that into your headlight circuit, and when your headlights come on, that red devil eye will automatically switch off. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when you pull it out of the box, each one of these, and it's a frightening mess when you first look at it, but it really is fairly simple. And of course, there's just these 2 wires that are going to plug into your harness to run the actual HID headlight. Now, when I get into the install, I'll talk about how to align these, how to adjust them. I'll show you the cutoff. All that stuff will be covered, but I just wanted to spend some time on the bench with you, just sort of showing you what all's involved, because it's a lot to think about. But I really like the fact that they give you some options. Now, these can be plug and play as headlights, and then you can wire in all of your LED halos later. There's nothing that says you've got to figure all this out at once. As a matter of fact, I will probably do that. I will probably plug in the 2 headlights, the harness to connect it to the Jeep and the battery, and then just get my HID headlights running first. That's priority number 1. Then I will sort out the halos and the angel eyes and the devil eye and figure out how I want to do that. And I may change that a couple of times before I decide. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. Do I want them all to be orange? Do I just want the big outer one to be orange, or maybe the outer one and the center one in the front, and then maybe the middle one that's kind of hidden back there glow white? I don't know. I'm gonna have to power them on to see what I wanna do. Yeah, that's where we're at. So HIDprojectors.com. Now these again are the brand new Switchback Revision 2 Signature Series. They have other versions of these lights. They have versions less expensive on the price scale. And if you wanna go even the next step greater, which I didn't do, you can get the Chroma Series, where all of these are RGB and controllable. You can make anything, any color you want, and you can do it on the fly. So you can have it connected to your smartphone and do whatever you want. I'm a little more simple. I basically have one color I care about. That's orange. That comes in the switchbacks, which is why, you know, I'm kind of easy. But I still have obviously a lot to think about here. And then on top of that, if you want, you can always have a custom set made. You can go on, there's like a DIY headlight builder app on the, it's a web app on the website there, and you can go in and you can pick, what color do you want your shroud? You can pick all the different colors of the halos. You can make them chroma, not chroma, individual or whatever you want, and then you can even get some custom etching on there. So go check that out if you really want to make them custom. I know a lot of people that have done that and they really like it. But if you just want to buy them straight out of the box, install them, and then make them rock, this is going to be what my video is about here coming up, because that's what I'm doing in overclock. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Lots to come here. I'll catch you on the next one.